What's up everyone, College Stars now. Welcome back to another video. Today I decided to do some predictions for AEW Grand Slam. Of course, one of the biggest episodes of Dynamite every year. So yeah, I decided to do a little preview predictions, whatever you want to call it. You know what, while I'm here I might as well talk about the 3 matches currently announced for AEW Rampage as well. Since they will be taped tonight, I should say, alongside Dynamite. So yeah, I'm gonna quickly just run through each of the matches that will be happening on Rampage, and then we'll get into Dynamite. And depending on what happens on the show, if some big surprises or something happen, maybe I might do a review tomorrow. Again, it depends on what happens on the show. So yeah. Stay tuned for that if I do decide to do that. So night 2 of Grand Slam will be Rampage, and on that we have Christian Cage, Luchasaurus versus Darby Allin and Sting. I'm going with Darby and Sting on this one. I don't think Sting has lost in AEW yet. Of course, this feud with Christian, Luchasaurus, Darby and Sting has been going on for a while. We've seen Luchasaurus beat Darby for the to retain the TNT Championship at All Out. Darby and Sting got the win at All In the casket match against Christian and Swerve, which I was there for. It was great to see Sting live, especially coming out to Seek and Destroy again. Like used that or like a knockoff version in WCW. I don't see Sting losing, especially on Rampage. So yeah, Christian and Luchasaurus sadly will take the loss here to Darby and Sting. Then we got 2 6-man title matches. We will start with the AEW Trios Championship as the Acclaimed Max Caster and Danny Bones, and of course they team up with Daddy Ass Billy Gunn, defend against the Dark Orders, Evil Uno, John Silver and Alex Reynolds. I like the Dark Order. I like Uno. I like Silver and Reynolds. But everybody loves the Acclaimed, and yeah, they just won those battles at All In. And they have been defending them a good bit on TV and stuff, but yeah, they just beat the House of Black at All In not too long ago, about a month ago, if even. So yeah, I just think it's too early to take the belts off Caster, Bones and Billy Gunn, especially with them getting their own custom belts. I don't see them taking the belts off them that early. So yeah, I'm going with Acclaimed and Daddy Ass to retain in that one. And then for our final match currently announced for AEW Rampage, it is the ROH World 6-Man Tag Team Championships as the Mogul Embassy defend against the Elite. So we got Brian Cage, Bishop Khan and Toa Leona representing the Mogul Embassy, and then we got the Hung Bucks representing the Elite, which of course is Hangman Adam Page and Bolt Matt and Nick Jackson, the Young Bucks. I'm actually going to go with the Elite, the Hung Bucks, whatever you want to call them, to get the win in this one. Former Ring of Honor 6-Man Tag Team Champions. Mogul Embassy have had those belts for a while. I think it was December last year they won them. So they've nearly had them a year. I have it here in front of me. Let me just title history. They won them on December 10th, 2022 at Final Battle from Dalton Castle and the boys. So yeah, they've had the belts 284 days. I just think it's time for them to drop the belts, and I think we've seen with Bart and New Baby win the ROH tag belts. They're not afraid to put Ring of Honor belts on big AEW stars. We've seen it with Joe and the TV title, Cena and the Women's Championship. So yeah, I feel like the Hung Bucks will become ROH Tag Team Champions once again. So yeah, let's move on to the main part, which is the Dynamite tapings. We're going to start with Orange Cassidy and Hook. They will be in a tag team match against to be announced. I'm going to go with Orange Cassidy and Hook to get the win here. Hook and Orange Cassidy, two of the most over acts in AEW. Of course, Orange just recently dropping the International Championship Hook recently regaining the FTW championship. I just think they're two of the most over acts. This is the first time teaming together. They've kind of built them up teaming. You know, you've had Orange Cassidy asking Hook to team and stuff. So yeah, I feel like this was just the reason it's like to be announced is they're just gonna be in a tag match against like some random like squash team that they'll easily beat. So I'm going with Cassidy and Hook there. Moving on, we got Chris Jericho versus Sammy Guevara. Lay Sex Gods Implode. I've liked how they've kind of built up to this, where Sammy and Chris, they want the tag belts, but Sammy also wants to prove himself, prove that he's more than just Jericho's sidekick, and he wants to challenge Chris Jericho. So I think they've done that very well, and I think Sammy Guevara goes over here. Bit of a surprise, bit of a shock, but Sammy has been aligned with Jericho, you know, since day one in AEW, since the first Dynamite, I should say. You know, part of the Inner Circle, part of the Jericho Appreciation Society. I feel like they're going to give Sammy a big win over Jericho here and establish Sammy. Of course, he is already one of the pillars of AEW. So I just feel like he's going to get the big win over Chris Jericho here. So I've gone Sammy Guevara to get the win over Jericho. Then we have International Championship on the line. Jon Moxley, who of course recently ended Orange Cassidy's big, long, historic International Championship run at AEW All Out. He defends against Rey Fenix, and this match would be a great match. Mox and Phoenix had a really good match on Dynamite not too long ago, which was used to write out Phoenix because he couldn't travel to All In. Of course, then the Blackpool Combat Club used a crowbar to take out Phoenix, and of course that is what led to this match. Phoenix, he's a great wrestler. Mox is a great wrestler. I'm expecting another good match between them. But like I said, Moxley, one of the biggest acts in AEW, recently beat Orange Cassidy, ending his big run with the championship. He's had a lot of defensives, like he's defending it nearly every week. But I think Moxley retains here over Phoenix. But I'm expecting this to be a very good matchup. Moving on, AEW Women's World Championship, Saraya versus Toni Storm. Really enjoying Toni's new character work. The Outcast imploding, of course. Toni cost Ruby the title at All Out, so I'm expecting Saraya to win here with Ruby's help, costing Toni Storm, and we'll get the blow off to the Outcast, and we'll get Saraya going off doing her thing maybe with Ruby, staying with her. And then we'll get Toni going off doing this new great character that she's been doing. And yeah, Saraya just won the belt at All In. I don't think they'd put it back on Toni just yet, considering Toni lost it to Shida, Shida lost it to Saraya. I don't expect Saraya to lose it back to Toni this soon. So I've gone Saraya in that one. Then we have two matches, and I'm going to go on to the AEW World Championship last. I want to leave the Ring of Honor Championship to last because I've a lot to talk about. MJF versus Samoa Joe, of course, built into this for a while. We've seen MJF a part of Better Than You, Baby. We've seen Joe injure the neck of Max, and they've been telling that story. I think MJF retains here. I love Samoa Joe, but I just don't think he's the one to dethrone MJF, and I don't think that is to happen at this moment in time. If Joe was to win, I wouldn't be mad, I wouldn't be angry. But you know, a lot of this story they've been telling with Joe is he's been disrespecting MJF, and because of the push and the stuff that happened when MJF was a security guard at TakeOver Brooklyn. So in New York, in MJF's home state, I just think he gets to win here over Samoa Joe. Like I said, expecting a good match here. Love Joe. MJF, fantastic, especially recently he's been on fire with the stuff he's been doing with Adam Cole. But yeah, I just don't think it's time to take the belt off MJF just yet. Even though I would not be mad if Joe was the one to do it. Now moving on to the final match. The match that I feel like could main event. The reason I say is could, because you do have an AEW World Title match with Joe and MJF. But because of the story, the history going into this one. Claudio Castagnoli, Eddie Kingston, Ring of Honor Championship, strong openweight championship on the line, title for title. I think it's time. I think the Ring of Honor Championship is finally going to be put on Eddie Kingston. Like there've been a couple of times when Claudio and Eddie have had a match, and we thought this is the time they're going to do it with Eddie. With it being championship for championship, I feel like this is definitely going to be it. This is definitely going to be Eddie winning the Ring of Honor World Title in his home state of New York, walking out New Japan Strong Champion, Ring of Honor Champion. This should be a fantastic match, especially, watch the videos AEW have been putting up of the history of Claudio and Eddie, going back to their days in Ring of Honor together, and I'm talking like original Ring of Honor, not since AEW or since Tony Khan has bought it, because they go through the history going back all to those ROH, like old ROH shows and stuff. But yeah, big Eddie Kingston fan, big Claudio fan. This match should rule. Like I said, a lot of history there with both guys, and yeah, I think it's finally time where Eddie finally gets one over on Claudio and comes out on top, gets that big moment in his home state, like I said, in New York. It's why I feel like this could go on last, end the show on a high with Eddie leaving Arthur Ashe Stadium with both championships. And yeah, that is going to be it for this video. Let me know in the comment section below what you think of my predictions, what your predictions are. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one.